Okay. Hello. Waiting for some cards, but I'm gonna try this. I'm not convinced by it, but I'm just trying a couple of explores, just something different. Yeah, I just wanted to try this card in just even small numbers, just to see whether or not it does the trick for me, really. So we'll give it a go, see what happens, and then decide whether we want to commit more to this card. I think if it's good, like, that's the reason why we can't win a ton of them. But I do like my one drops. So yeah, we're slowly grinding our way back with this deck. So let's give it a go. Modern League, please. When is this? 3 streams in 2 days. I know, right? I haven't done any for like a week, so I just thought, I don't know. The streams have been going well. I've been enjoying the games, so do some more, I guess. Okay. Win the dice roll. Good start. Always a good start. Well, that's unkeepable. I mean, look at that. I have 4 high curving cards, and there's all 4 of them. This is better, but it's not perfect by any stretch. But we're going to get rid of the Wargate. And essentially we just want to draw running lands here. Sick. Abundant Growth. Ah, Ragavan. Okay. I think maybe I'm just meant to bounce that. I think that's possibly true. I don't really want to see Ren and 6, but I guess if they Ren and 6 and kill Bird, then at least Ragavan's not coming back this turn. They're Focal on money, I think. It just, yeah, it's Ren and 6. Land off the top would be good. Land off the top again would be good. Well, we got half of it. We might be able to go off next turn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I'm not going to scoop just yet. But obviously, yeah, that'll do it. Yuck. Bad mulligan. Those things can happen. Let's try Flame Blitz. And let's try just a couple of these. Let's trim a couple of these. Actually, let's trim all the birds. I could probably cut all the birds. Bring another Burrenton Forge. That should be fine. Give it a go. Flame Blitz obviously not very good with our own Teferis, but has synergy with Tameshi and Wargate. Mostly Flame Blitz was to tag Khan, Baby Khan, because that card's a nightmare. And I just lost to it in the last league. Like, I lost to multiple Khans. Like, I faced Tron, I faced Eldrazi Tron, and I faced Mono Black Coffers, and all 3 played Baby Khan, and I lost to all 3. So that's mostly why. I think maybe I should have had the Grand Abolisher here instead of one of these Burrenton Forge, maybe. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I could keep this, but it's not fantastic. In fact, it's really quite bad. I think I took this And then I can... I just can't get white right now, which is awkward. So I'm going to have to use this to get white, but then it doesn't really work on curve, so... If I... Hey, Ketchel. If I just play it for land. It's a bit annoying, but it's fine, I guess. The issue... Oh. The issue is that I don't really have anything to ping with this Teferi. That's the main downside, but... So then if they have... like Prismatic Ending, I'm just going to get 0 value out of this, but I'd rather force them to have an answer that's, you know, instead of Heat or... You know, Heat's not very, or Bolt's not very useful right this second for them. Fury doesn't tag it, so I'd rather play around those than Prismatic Ending, I think. And actually, like, we're slowly heading in the right direction here, so if the Teferi sticks, we can engineer into Tameshi fairly soon. Oh, in fact, we could do it now. Yeah. That was a fairly reasonable draw. Wargate, Lotus Bloom. It's just shootable is the Flame Blitz. So that was the main reason. Right, I think I could just draw a card here. I think I'm going to just bounce this. Actually, no. Obscure with Charm. I kind of need to... I think I've read this card and thought... That's what I didn't want to happen, but... Because this like gives them endurance and solitude and stuff like that now. For turn type multiple permanent card of mana value 3 or less from your grave to battlefield tapped. So it's Teferi. Is the only card really that ticks the box. Right. Well, you're meant to just play it. You just meant to play it here. And hope they don't have counter spell. But if they have endurance, I've sort of... No, wait. I'm not still going off if they have endurance, because I can't activate again. Anyway. Let's go blue. Because at least this way we can Otawara if they have Solitude. Which I think I would do. I think I'd just do it. If they haven't... So here's Solitude. So we... So let that die first, that's good. And then let's bounce it back to hand with the Otawara. And then we get the draw trigger. Which is not being very kind. And then we pass. Good start. I think. Oh, yuck. When I say that, it's probably not the end of the world. No, it's not. It's not the end of the world. I forgot I had another one chilling out over there. Man, we cannot seem to draw our payoffs here. Bedouin, how are you? I'm going to pick this up so I can cycle it. Like, if this dies, or if this does, like, just whatever happens here, I'm probably cycling. Lightning bolt. Okay. I guess I draw the card first. 1, 2. Yeah, just cycle. Nice. Like it. This just isn't giving me any payoffs at the minute, which is awkward. And they're not far off. Like, if they have a fetch, which they do, they can like Yori on here, which will draw them 3, and more importantly puts a fairly strong clock against us. But I don't forget to come and log into Modo at some point. So yeah, at the end of this. Okay, well, that's not doing anything actually, is it? I know it does. It stops Wargate and Finale. That does quite a lot. Count as my Lotus Bloom as well, but that's just whatever. I can discard Skyturtle, get Tameshi back. So I mean, that's an option. It kind of just depends how these draws line up. Maybe I should be. I should still be here in a couple of hours, probably. Wow, Otawara's a 1-drop now. Okay, well. Let's get the Tameshi. Woo. That was nearly a mistake. Play it. Get back Lotus Bloom. Come on. Okay, I think we've got it now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What does this do? Whoops. I don't know if Explore adds mana. Thank you for the good luck wish. Need it. It's going to take a little bit of navigating, but feels like we're there. I think Explore adds a mana, does it? Or not? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, we should be there. Is it even on mana because you tap the land that you play? Oh, sugar. I need to play I need to play Eladamri's Call sooner. I'm like just dead. I can't cast Eladamri's Call. Was not concentrating. I have 0 outs. Yeah, I have 0 outs. Whoops. So they have Lavinia in play, which says, can I play non-creature spells that cost less than the number of lands you have? And I've picked up all my lands before I played Eladamri's Call. So I can't play Eladamri's Call anymore. I could have played Eladamri's Call. I could have got Cultivator. I would have been able to play. So I had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. And I would use 9 to play Cultivator. Draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would have hit like 3, 4 lands. Carried on. Teferi bounced this so it unlocks all our other spells. We should have won that game. That game, but whether we win the third, I don't know. But we should have won that game. Explore seemed nice, so. Oh, God. That is so annoying. So annoying. I hate losing the first round. It drags you into, like, some really random matchups sometimes. And also, like, I always just want to try and trophy. And when I don't, like, when the dream of a trophy is gone after the first round, it's just horrid. So, yeah, I was a bit gutting. But unhappy with that. Let's click that. Yeah, it's a keep. It's a keep. I had a lot of people talking on the Discord about Grazer versus Bird, and like the thing here is all these cards are main deck in both lists. So if this was a Grazer, would you like this hand? And the answer is, depends if I draw a land off the top. Next turn. But it's also a little bit depends on whether this dies. Which it feels like it will do. Oh, it doesn't. Well, we might, but let's pop that out so people can see. Well, not that big. So that you can see that a little better. Let's put that one there and that one there. Anyhow, I just need to try and raise Bloodghast and Prized Amalgams. Easy, right? Stinkweed Imp. And then they missed. So I guess they're going to go again. They do. It's another Imp. Hits a Narco, but misses another Dredger. They've not drawn well there. Well, they still have 9 power on the board. You're going to have to assume they're going to have another land as well. Yeah. You draw that many cards. You're going to draw some lands. Let's get Tameshi while we can. We have to survive another 2 turns. Sorry, another one, just another turn. And then they're dead. But we could go for it now. 3. So if we go for it now, 1, 2, 3, 1. You're gonna make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Is that right? You can just make 7 mana. Okay, I'm not going to go for it because it's, I think, unnecessary. I hope it's unnecessary. I mean, as things stand, I can block here and take 5. A card like Cathartic Reunion could mess all that up. You could do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then maybe they'd have to do 5 here and 1 here, so they'd have to discard 6, and they need to find it. And to do that, they probably need to play a land, so it's probably not possible. But there's still some other weird lines, isn't there, where they like Reunion and hit well and hit some Creeping Chills, and I mean, they'd have to hit 3 Creeping Chills. There's only 3 left of the deck, so I have to be pretty lucky, but we should be okay here. We've got double Lotus Bloom coming. Got Wargate. Wargate will go fetch a land, so that we've got more draws off of this Cultivator, and then they'll just be dead. And then we get to look at our sideboard, which is over here. And we don't see too many great cards. I mean, the Brintons have to come in to deal with Cathartic Reunion, and Endurance has to come in because it's good. And then Tormod's Crypt, maybe Meddling Mage. Did they keep 7? They mulled 6. Okay. Yeah. It was just a Wargate target that could attack, could hit a Khan, baby Khan. Was the main thinking. Cyclable, can return it with Tameshi. Obviously tags our own Teferi, so not great that way. But just something I wanted to try, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I just have to block just in case. I have enough mana now, so let's just play around. You know, play around infinite creeping chills here. So they discard Imp, Amalgam, they hit a Narco, they hit a Loam, hit a Thug. Good, okay. Should be fine. Should be fine from here. I have tried Flame Blitz before and it's not been that good, but we'll give it another go. I would like to cast a Lotus Bloom. I don't think this matchup's too bad. They are quick, but we have a fairly quick clock ourselves and a little bit of interaction. It's not a great matchup, but I don't think it's dreadful. We certainly can't play long against them, that's for sure. Yeah, we win. Otawara is the pick here because it picks up your Cultivator, should you need to. Might as well play it with the Otawara mana that we can make, so we might as well keep it in play for now, which was a good choice. We did draw another Cultivator, but you weren't guaranteed to, so. But this is obviously a guaranteed Cultivator because it's as long as you leave the Cultivator in play, so yeah. Leaving the Cultivator in play just opens up so many more lines. You've got your Seal of Removal, you've got your Otawara, you've got your Teferis. Yeah, Seal of Removal is really good, but I don't think I can run 2. I've tried in the past and it wasn't brilliant, but the card's great. It has synergy with Tameshi when you're just playing fairly as well. It's kind of made me want Seal of Fire, but just I don't really like what that does to the mana more than anything. So like here, by the way, this is like infinite, so you can make enough mana to make as many cultivators as you need, and Seal of Removal picks it up, and then Tameshi picks up Seal, so you can draw as many cards as your library will let you, basically. So that's nice. We'll never fizzle with Seal of Removal, Tameshi, Cultivator, and enough lands, so which is exactly where we're at now. We've got no more Cultivators in the deck, so yeah, we'll just use a Seal of Removal, bounce it, play it again. But I don't think you can run too many copies because it isn't, bouncing a creature is fairly, Unsummon isn't that hot in Modern right now. Like, yeah, people just don't care about it enough. I wish your opponent had Scoop, but like they might not have seen it before, and I registered the deck, so I have to click it through. So that's fine. And again, we have the turtle in our deck somewhere, so we can go get. We can replay Finale if it had gone. Or something like that, so So what have we got now? We've got 22 mana, so this is enough, should be enough to like play out our deck and Cultivator. Finale. Oh, there's Finale, okay. Just chuck some lands into play. If you play Seal of Fire, could you kill your opponent with it? Maybe. I just like the fact that it can what's what I'm looking for? I like the fact that Seal of Fire can target like Doughty Voidwalker mostly, but also Karns, Planeswalkers, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, turn 4 kill. If the Dredge deck's firing on all cylinders, that'll cause us a problem. But we do get Endurance and Torment Crypt, which are obviously very good. Not sure about Spell Pierce, but I do know I don't want Portable Hull or Skyclave. And I could probably trim a couple of birds, to be honest. They are a good piece of ramp, but they do run Dark Blast and Conflag, so yeah. And then I'm a bit like, well, Middle Mage has text, but I don't know if it's great. But, I don't really know about these Spell Pierces. Seal Removal's weird. Yeah, I might just go up on like 3 Skyclaves, to be honest. I don't think I need all the Burrenton Forge-Tenders. Actually, Teferi's very sluggish. I want to cut them. I'm going to add the birds back in. I think this looks okay. Spell Pierce versus all these. I mean, they do even run Thoughtseize, but I'm not entertaining that really. Spell Pierce is really good on Thrilling Discovery, because I don't think they get the discard. Yeah, I want to keep Spell Pierce. I think you can make an argument for most cards there that none of them are brilliant, all are passable. It's a keep, but I don't like it because, especially as a mulligan lower, I think I'm not meant to play this birds, and I'm meant to hold up Spell Pierce, but if I do that, I no longer have a white mana. That's not true, actually. I could Hollowed Fountain, but then it takes me off green. And I get punished here if they go Otherworldly Journey, but they're not. We didn't see blue mana in that first game, actually. We only saw red-green. And I got white. It's still not blue. So, yeah, we knew that. So, yeah, this is really good for us now, so let's do the Hollowed Fountain in case we draw Basic Forest. There we go. That will slow them down, especially on their multi-5. Like, it's got to be pretty useful. But we're slow here, so like it's really back to the grind. They have reunion. Oh, and they had 2 thugs. Wow, that's a pretty nutty draw when you consider that I've counted 1 spell already. Do they hit Loam, Thug, Thug? Thug, Thug, Loam. Yikes. So they have Thug, Thug, Loam, nothing else to dredge. And then they play Loam. And then they play land, I guess. Foothills, Mountain. Swift just, I'm typing it, you can't see it's behind my head, but I'm typing what we've got. We just die to these Narcos. Hands that bad. It's really not come together well at all. Wow, it's just a shit show, basically. Anyhow, trying to get there, but it's going to take forever. 7 minutes Zoom call. Intense. We won game one against... We lost against Falcon Money, but I misplayed in the second game, like, huge misplay. We had the win and I misplayed, so... yeah, we're calling for Engineer here. We won the game one against Dredge. We're now on the draw and losing. And then... Yeah. Oh, black mana. Oh. Oh, I mean, I'm going to stop tracking what they've got. I don't think it actually matters. Sometimes it matters, but I don't think it does here. But look at this hand, it's just ridiculous. Let's not forget that we have endurance. Yeah, I probably would have, yeah. I think that's fair. Just read it. I've also seen stuff about something called Dreadless Dredge. Have you heard of that? What is this hand? It is just bollocks. It's just not worked well at all. Dredgeless Dredge, I guess, is the... is it ups no spells? I don't know. Oh, it's just like Self-Mill. Is it Vengevine? People call stuff weird. Names are so... rare these days. So they haven't hit well again. I don't know if they have good hits, or they're just a bad deck. Yeah, I just had to take the damage there. So, I mean, technically we can win here. I really wasn't paying attention, like... If they'd have actually gone off, I wasn't paying enough attention to cast the call and go get endurance. I wouldn't have done it. I just missed it. Even though he said, don't forget to do that. Here's some lands. The Dredge opponent mulliganed, and I think they probably had to mulligan quite low. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we just about enough to get going, but it's not a great spot. It's always hard work when you run less cultivators. Like, I've made it harder for myself to combo and win. The snake helps. Ah, we've won. Okay. The snake. I didn't mean snake, I meant turtle. That was just autopilot. Anyway, we're just going to do a big finale. I mean, I just assume they have no response, but... it is definitely a turtle. Let's just play that. We did fizzle once yesterday, which was insane. In fact, I think Kados was here for it. But I went 21 cards without finding a third land. Drew 8 cards in a turn without a land. I think we've got him. Got through more of my library than they have. Boom. Go. It's the first time I've seen it happen as well. I know I'm very light on stuff. Actual stuff. Payoffs, I'm pretty light on it. I'm pretty tempted to try a run in 6 over this Traverse. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling the mana's been struggling a little. Just a little bit. But then again, I'm not sure Traverse is the problem. It's just like inherent issue with playing 24 lands, 4 Lotus Blooms, 4 birds. It's you've got 32 mana sources. Yeah, it's 0.1% fizzle. Drawing 8 cards and not seeing a land is pretty bonkers in a 24 land deck. And at different stages, a Traverse would have done the job as well. So it's more like a 26 land deck at that point. So yeah, it was pretty nuts. Like I say, I know I've trimmed my payoffs to the lowest amount anyone's going to ever run. But yeah. Yeah, 24 lands, 4 birds, 3 Ren is fairly... well, it's plenty. I think 25's better, but I'm running 2 Traverses. It's, you know, I'm considering it 24 on a Traverse, so... I'm never keeping a hand that can't make its first land drop, so then Traverse will mean that you always make your second land drop. So... yeah, I think that's fine. I think this is just birds getting killed day. Shouldn't matter here, actually. We can... I mean, I'd like to keep it around, but... next turn I can Traverse for Forest, play birds, and then next turn I can play Wargate. I played a game earlier and someone scooped without me having it. Could be Jason. It's not going to be too bad. 4 birds, 1 Traverse, 25 lands is what I was on yesterday, or the day before. Which I take in the main today. What did you originally cut for it? Cultivator. Eek. I don't think seal removal's great if you can't bounce your own Colossus. Yeah, this is a 9. This card is just very good against this card. But that's not new. Anyway. From Basic Forest. Oops. I'm going to play it like... if they have no other lands in hand, they have a choice. They picked up a land, so my bird sticks, so... yeah, and they use a spell on it, so... yeah. None of what just happened was bad. Also tells me that their 5 cards is all action, which is bad. You have 2 cultivators. I would... I don't know. It's really hard to evaluate because once you go off, you don't need the 3rd cultivator. This is a 3rd cultivator when you're going off because you can just pick it up out of the bin. So it doesn't matter. It's the fact that you have to find your first one that makes it tricky, and that's, you know, why I have an extra Traverse, for example, and all these cards all find it, you have 14 copies still, but only if you have your graveyard online for this, and only if you have enough mana to do the Wargates. Anyway, so it's quite hard to categorically say, because, you know, like right now I don't have a Cultivator. Is that because I've built the deck wrong, or was I never going to draw it anyway? And really, if I draw the turtle now, then that's true, right? I would have had a Cultivator and I don't. So, but when you don't draw it, it's not winning. When with the sorry, I've missed a load of stuff here. I can see only 2 limiting you. Where you have just 8 mana your combo turn. Yeah. Defeats the Colossus. Yeah. It's a game a week ago that I just jammed turn 4 Cultivator off Lotus Bloom, put 2 lands to play and beat my opponents with it. Yeah, those are great games when that happens, and I don't get that very often anymore because I've trimmed. I probably should review that. I could cut this for a Cultivator. I'm not sure I like the turtle enough to play it without that. I don't know. It's high curving. You know, it's not mana efficient for what it's doing. We're just dead, aren't we? I guess I could give it one more turn. I'll give it one more turn, but the fact that I've seen Lightning Bolt counter spell doesn't make me very optimistic. Much more budget friendly, for sure. Also pretty cool to combo with Titchwillow. I'm not sure. Yeah, sorry, I trail off, didn't I? But yeah, I'm not sure I would play Colossus without Traverse. Because, like, it's a worse Eternal Witness, it's a worse Skyclave for the most part. I'm never picking it up with. I've never picked it up with Tameshi out of the graveyard. I did channel it to pick up a land against Living End to put it into play, and that did win me the game. I mean, I need them to have exactly nothing. Do you have exactly nothing? We did bounce a creature, and it did win us a game there as well, but I'm just not sure it's worth it. Like, you could just play Seal of Removal to do that job. I'm just not sure on it. I mean, this is going to die. There's just no way it's not. But if it does... So it dies this way. If I draw exactly Tameshi off the top, I could go again. I could try again. Because I have a land drop this turn. Yeah, we're done. You can do both. But it's high curving. That's my issue with it. I think I want Flame Blitz. I think I want the... I don't really have anything for this matchup, if I'm honest. Probably a Forge-Tender or 2. Don't love that. Don't think I need that. And I'll cut a bird. In fact, I'm going to cut 2 birds. I saw a counter spell, didn't I? Let's bring in a Veil of Summer and another Veil of Summer. Let's try that. In fact, let's try that. No, let's try that. I haven't played it yet. I had it in an old list, but I wasn't thrilled with it. The issue is it's quite hard to Wargate for 4 and feel like it's a good play. Also, it doesn't really deal with Ashiok how I would have liked, because you can't Wargate it up against Ashiok. Ashiok stops you searching your library, so yeah, it's a bit hit and miss. This hand is so reliant on the bird sticking, it's insane, but we'll see what happens. The bird sticking, I'll join another land, like in the first two draw steps. Both possible. Nice quick switch, Jason. Well, it stuck around, and generally speaking, I would have gone for a land here, but the fact that I've drawn a land means I'm less keen for it, and I have... Yeah, I would have done it if I hadn't drawn the land, Kados. Though that would have been a mistake against Counterspell, but... yeah. Oh, what a draw that is. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Finale. I don't like using the finale, but if I manage to combo off, I'm going to find a cultivator anyway. I'm going to find the Skyturtle and pick up the finale. Right. No force negation. It's pretty rare in their list. It's a pretty reasonable draw as well. What can I make this turn? I can make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana only, so this thing's probably just going to die. But I'm going to get my trigger and my Lotus Bloom. It's not great. I'm not going to get my Lotus Bloom. But I did use... I do have another Wargate, so that's good as well. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that turn. My Veil of Summer netted me a card. My Tameshi netted me a card. Don't show me a red land. Red land means this is getting bolted. If this gets bolted, then I'm behind for sure. Ah, rubbish. Oh, just a bird? Alright then, well, let's try again. The issue with constantly just trying again is that you never actually develop your mana. Maybe I just don't. They didn't have removal for this. I mean, they could now. They could easily... Now they have 3 lands, be able to do it. But equally, they could just play an Omnath or... I don't know. Wouldn't... Teferi's not too bad right now. 6, not too bad. Yeah. It's not a bad draw. I'm gonna go get my basic planes. Play my Skyclave. I think they should care about this, but maybe they don't. But they missed some land drops, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, let's do that. Play Seal of Removal. Okay. I might pick up 2 lands. One to pick up the Lotus Bloom, one to pick up the Seal. yeah, I think I do want to do that. Which goes against everything I said 2 seconds ago, but about developing my mana. But this protects my Tameshi, and they're down to 10, 3 cards in hand. And although I don't have good cards in hand, I do have cards in hand, so I can make 12 mana next turn if things stay as they are, which feels like they're about to play a Fury or maybe a Solitude. They're maybe just trying to play on curve as well. I don't... I think I'm going to bounce my Skyclave. I want this in the bin, not exiled, so... yeah, let's bounce the Skyclave. Obviously, this leaves me open to a removal spell on the Tameshi, which they have. Bit annoying, but we have tons of live draws, we just haven't been finding them. That's not a bad draw either. I like that I'm switching off a fair few of their spells, drawing a card, so it's not bad. We pick up Yorion, play a land, okay. Play a bird. Get a try land, go. They have 1 card in it, Yorion, so I mean it's a bigger card than we have, so that's something. Like, it will kill Teferi, so if they have counter spell, it's going to be live again. But yeah, all in all, I think we're slightly ahead. They can't actually do anything about that, so let's pick up Triland, draw a card, no payoff, cycle, still no payoff, so let's play 1, 2, get back Seal of Removal, pick up Island. So the Decklist isn't actually up to date, I'll sort that in a sec. It's also not turned on for some reason, that's always really annoying. Anyway, now it is on, but let's update it. So I would protect Teferi here and bounce that. It's not, again, it's not perfect, but it's okay. Now I just need to work out what my sideboard looks like. I can't remember. Go away. I know they can just play it again, but they can block with birds, potentially. I mean, potentially I could kill them, but that seems unreasonable for this deck. I'm going to make mana, I'm just going to get this back. It's unreal. It really is. So unlikely. So unlikely. Oh, I did a Flame Blitz, didn't I? And something else. Oh, Grand Abolisher's in the sideboard now. That should now work. I mean, I'm going to bounce this again. What's so close you want to choose one? Do we block and bounce Tameshi? Or just bounce Yorion? Yorion flies, so... I think I block with the birds this time. and then use Teferi to bounce. I don't know if that's right, but I like Sealer removal protecting the Tameshi, so I've made my choice. Oh, and I get another Lotus Bloom this turn as well. Another Tameshi. Right. Bounce, go away. Fucking hell. Sorry, I shouldn't swear. I don't like swearing. I mean, I do like swearing, but I know I shouldn't swear. I could just throw out another. I've used it. I've only got one. This is a mistake if they have a Ragavan. This is insane. I'm 25 cards in. And actually, it's more than 25 because they've played an Endurance. I'm like a good 30 cards in and I've had like one Wargate. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's my claim. I can even let this die now. I have another copy. I think you can make an argument as well for actually just firing a second Tameshi onto the battlefield just for a draw trigger. They're getting 2 draws out of their Yorion now. I could have, but also I'm not dying, so I can just leave it like this. So yeah, but what I'm saying is I would have went for it. I can see why, but like I have this Teferi protecting what I'm doing, so I'm not really sure. You know, if this Tameshi dies, then I have another at least. That's my only logic. It's not perfect, but oh, I should have Boseiju'd their Abundant Graveland. That's what I really should have done. I would have stopped them drawing 2 cards. I think I'm going to bounce here, return this, and then I'm going to play Skyclave, eat this, then I'm going to swing for 2. I still don't feel like I need to go for it because I am winning as things stand. Like, I'm not currently losing the game, so if I was facing, yeah, I would have been. I mean, the really obvious answer to this is just bounce your own Tameshi, right? But also, I have another copy, so things that have to go, things that have to go so wrong, and they can't possibly go that wrong here. So they'd have to kill this Tameshi, then kill Teferi, and then counter my second Teferi, and then kill my next Tameshi. So I just don't die here, ever. Like, I'm going to get to go again. Yeah, so I just took the land. As you say. I have very few lands left. Oh, is this coming off suspend? Sweet. Now have a gazillion mana, and we drew another land. You know when you asked me before about whether to cut a cultivator or not? I think we have our answer. Okay. I'm going to play a land. I'll tick this. Sack this. Bounce this. Put you on 1. halfway through the deck for definite. This is mad. I bet it's on top. It's not. We'd have drawn. Still not there. Then we could have Teferi bounced. Played Explore. Well, Tameshi says non-creature, so it doesn't work on that. And also, I just attacked. I wanted to put him to 1 because I can reuse this Seal of Removal again. So as long as I never have a blocker, I'm going to win. I was never getting there. That was just like, I was never ever going to work. Grand Abolisher, we want that. And we want to cut... I think I might just cut all the birds. Maybe add the call back in. Results-based decision-making there. I kind of like the Bloom because... So this is the thing here, right? So Teferi is really good against a Suspended Bloom. Counterspell is really good against Wargate. So, like, how do you split? Maybe you just win them all. I don't know. I mean, beating Facer was just mad. Who's to beat down Iron Blood? I've totally just seen that message. That's brilliant. We were the beatdown deck. We just didn't know it. I mean, it's a keep. It's slow, but they are. But I don't know whether we get time to be this slow. Okay, here's an example of Traverse the Ulvenwald being absolute garbage. It's a fairy decks, I guess you mean, but yeah. I get that. I mean, I have. But it's not something I always do. I guess it depends, but... Yeah, anyway, this is where Traverse is really bad because you have no card types in the bin yet, and you don't need the land. Doesn't mean it stays bad forever, though. I'm gonna go get a Grand Abolisher. Because that's just must counter at this stage. But anyway, I don't think it's a card I play this turn. I think it's Wargate. Yeah, I'm going to go Wargate. They're probably going to counter it. Oh, they don't. Okay. Well, you just leave that in play. For them to deal with the Lotus Bloom, they have to have March plus Endurance. Whereas if I just play it, if I just use it and play Abolisher, then they have to have, then they just need Endurance to deal with it. So I'd rather just leave it in play. Yeah, I would do that. And now if they tried to play Endurance, I could actually turtle it back. I really want to do that. I think I will turtle. I don't know. What should we turtle back? Eladamri's call? Wargate? Probably Wargate. Yeah, we'll go with Wargate. This puts card types in the bin and lets us get out. And that tells me they don't have Endurance. I'm sure if they had Endurance, they would stop me right there. So, simple question is, how long can we dirdle around for? If I traverse... I think I can dirdle around for a little bit longer. If I traverse and play Burrenton Forge-Tender and then get basic planes and play Grand Abolisher, that seems like a combination that's quite tricky for them to deal with. But like, just forces them to deal with it, and then I can try and go off next turn when they're lower on cards. I might be being too cautious here, honestly. Also, if I'm getting basic planes for Burrenton Forge-Tender, this means I can't play Flame Blitz, which is awkward. I mean, telegraphing counterspell or something, I don't know. But yeah, this is rather tricky. What else have we got that we might want? I don't think there's anything, but I didn't board in Lavinia, for example. Which Lavinia, I think you can argue for it because of Solitude and Endurance, but once they get to 5 mana, they just hardcast those things anyway. I guess my opponent's just gone for a walk. I don't know. I'll take the opportunity to plug a little bit. If anyone wants to send me an Amazon Prime, it'd be very much appreciated. But as always, all content free, and it's not, you know, sub-only chat or anything like that. It's it will always be free, and you know, I haven't done a primer or anything for a long time, but in fact, I wonder what the old primer even looks like at this stage. I think it's fairly old. I had a sideboard guide on the 12th of April, and I screenshotted the lists at that point. And actually, it's really similar. It has... Wow, you can't really see it. That's kind of a... That's kind of a bug. But anyway, I have Basenborough over Skyclave, but I have the same 3 1-drops. I don't have Traverse, but it's not come along that much. So actually, it's probably not too far out. I'm going to go Burrenton Forge, I think. We've taken the time to take this. I know words. Happens to me lots. He said, sorry, client foes. I just put no words. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the plan. Burrenton Forge-Tender, please. Opponent said, happened to him last week, going for a 5-0. Luckily, it came back up. I put GZ, I guess. GZ on the 5-0 and the client working. As it should. So, if they have a... We put haha, didn't mean for that to sound like a brag, just happened at the worst time. I didn't take it back at all. Jeez. Right. Well, this is good news, right? They are no longer playing spells on my turn, and I have protection from Lightning Bolt. So I think they're like fairly forced into playing Solitude maybe on this Abolisher. They don't have Omnath because they've played their fetch. I'm just going to see if this fella's on the trophy list yet. I mean, we're only a week in, aren't we? But not quite there yet. We had a trophy last week. I think I have to fog this. What's the difference? Do I protect this or do I protect Tameshi? What's the difference? No, I protect this because it helps protect from Solitude a little bit and Endurance a lot. Right, so like this is Omnath, Lightning Bolt and Fury to deal with to deal with Traverse and Grand Abolisher. That's really good. But not if they have something really good. But they're going to just pick up Yorion? Yeah. Okay, so now we can go for it. We kind of manufactured this spot for ourselves. So I think we've played this well. I mean, they could obviously have... They've got 2 cards and 1 open mana, so it's Bolt or Death for them. Okay, right. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And some left over. Okay. The 10 is a magic number here. For the Wargate. It will kill my first Cultivator, and I don't have another Skyturtle, so that's all bad. I mean, there's a couple of cards in Modern that can blow us out here, like Mystical Dispute, for example. But I'm not playing around it. But just know, if they had it, I would be very upset. And we've got the Eladamri's Call, so we've found our next Cultivator. And that one we can keep in play, and we will have Otawara to get across the line. So it should be game. Because if they had anything by now, we would have seen it. Let me just show him. GG. GL with the rest. I mean, we had it, for sure. That second game was insane. Just absolutely bonkers. I should have won game 2 here as well. There's certainly a matchup where the extra Cultivator wouldn't be bad. Ashante. Okay. Calibrated Blast, potentially. Okay. Let's have a race then. With our potentially turn 3 hand, so... Potentially. I mean, we need a few things to go right for this to be a turn 3 kill. I don't know if that means that... I mean, it was Blast 3 days ago, and Modern changes pretty fast. People change decks pretty fast, so not counted by chickens just yet. But let's go get a Blast. A Blast, a Bloom. Let's get a Bloom. Say go. Yeah, this isn't Calibrated Blast, I'm pretty sure. Okay, how do we navigate this next turn? Let's just pass. Yeah, it is a bit odd, isn't it? This doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. You just... right. Oh, okay, so yeah. So what I should do... Let's see if we bait if this gets countered or not. I have to assume it will. Okay. Okay, let's have a go, I guess. Is this Calibrated Blast? It's just, nothing makes sense. Somebody help. I don't know what I'm doing. I get absolutely screwed over. What can I make here? 3, 6, 9, 10. I get absolutely screwed if they just counter this second Wargate. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not here not to go for it, so. One big Wargate, please. Still no counterspell. Still alive. The combo dream is alive. That's the 4th copy of Wargate. Didn't hit a land. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that's not enough. That is not enough. I think I have to make a stupid play. Oh, I could have played Explore for an extra mana. So maybe I did have enough. 10, 11. I did have enough. But we don't know what we would have drawn. We were very likely to fizzle there. So we're just going to go Calibrated Blast because our Stream Decker told us that they played Calibrated Blast. They just scooped. They scooped. They played nothing and scooped. Calibrated Blast. What does the damage? The blast or the... When you feel another... Calibrated Blast deals the damage, so Burrenton Forge-Tender counters Calibrated Blast. Well, not going to complain about that discovery. Let's cut that, let's cut that. Let's click go. Did they mulligan? No. I mean, I've just sideboarded as if they're Calibrated Blast, but if they're not, we still actually just have Burrenton Forge-Tender and Spell Pierce, which are never bad against red-blue decks. If they are Calibrated Blast. That could even be worth scooping to. I mean, it's kind of like a Twitch advantage that I know what they're playing, but also you could just Google their username and it would tell you anyway. It would give me the same information. I guess I should click on the list because it's the lands that's confused me in all of this. Yeah, now I know it's Calibrated Blast because they've got this weird black mana. But how much blue and red do they play? Like 4, 7. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't look like blue-red deck. They have Otawara, so that's their main thing here. Green-red, I guess. Not that I need it. I have the... Oh, I should have... I was going to get a basic and play it. Eladamri's Call. I just forgot. This stops Cascade. I don't actually know the typical list, so I guess I should look. Do they have Cascade? I've kind of made my life difficult by not playing that. So they do have untap all artifacts. So that's just a 14 drop. That's a Cascade. So they don't have Throes of Chaos anymore. Which... But the list isn't the same as this because they don't have this either. I think they just got to be pretty close to scooping. Like the fact that they didn't play anything on 3, a Calibrated Blast on 3 makes me think they're on the Cascade on 4, which makes this better. But yeah, I have made my life unnecessarily harder. I should have got Basic Forest and played Eladamri's Call. First of all, it makes my life total a bit higher. They don't even have Emrakul, right? They have the different 15 drops. And some 14 drops that have 0 text. I don't think there's any artifact lands. Very strange. Very strange why they would run this over Emrakul. You know, like Emrakul here, unless I'm missing something, but Emrakul is 1 more damage and it's also anti-mill text, so there's like almost 0 reason to run this, I think. Anyway, it is what it is. It must be, right? That should have been it. I know, no. What can I do next turn? I go 1, 2, play this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I start comboing off. I can make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, enough. 12. I don't make 9. Yeah, so because I've played it like an idiot and not played my Eladamri's Call, I can't keep a land in place. It gives me a fizzle rate, which I shouldn't have. It's just not concentrating. Come on, opponent. You can't have too many decisions. So yeah, so this is just a budget list. That's kind of sweet. The opponent put, I can't beat the Tameshi King. I'm sure one day he will. Anyway, onward. That was a 0 spells game. I love that we had the counter target 15 damage spell. It was pretty good. 1 drop that prevents 15 damage. The Tameshi King. I don't believe that for a second. I think there's 1,000 better Magic players, and also people who will tune this deck better than I can, but I did create it, so that's something. Town Squire, maybe, but not King. Just a voice. Oh, well, that's not Amulet anymore. It's just more money that we're going to play, guys. Interesting. Keep Tucker Island. That's good. I'll do. Oh. Oh, I made a Reddit post and got 21 downvotes. That's always good. Love it. Oh, my bird. That's rude. This is an argument, believe it or not, that is a really strong argument for playing a Bird of Paradise over a Grazer, because I'm well happy that that Solitude is gone on a bird and not on a Tameshi. Very happy. Doesn't mean we'll win. Maybe I would have preferred a turn 2 Teferi. Maybe I would. No, yeah, maybe that's. Yeah. But against Focal and Money again. They just a slightly different version. Slightly different spice. But they're not a blue version, so that means I could play this Wargate fairly comfortably. Do I want basic plains, basic forest? No basic plains. They've panicked, and also they've probably got 1,000 things. 1,000 solitudes in hand. I do not dislike that solitude. They do make some good match. Like I don't like Focal and Money. I don't think that there is a lot of skill in the deck building, and that might be really unfair, but it's just jamming all the best cards in the format together and being greedy with the mana. Like, you know, how is this anything to do with this? You know, like, it's just, you're playing a 5-drop and a 2-drop together. Like, I don't like it. I don't like how much it costs. But then I'm playing a deck with 4 main depth to fairies. Like, I can't really complain. I mean, look at it. Like, they run, it's 4 colours for a start. I know we are, but they're not splashing. They're double white. They want double white. They want double red for Solitude and Fury. They want 3 basics for Ice Fang for the snow. They want blue, red, green by turn 2. I think the mana is extremely greedy, personally, but you know, each to their own with that. Like, that's just an opinion. But you know, like, regardless of whether mana's greedy or not, like, it's the deck is just that expensive. Yeah, they do have better mana. Like, I'm not saying that the mana's bad. Like, it clearly works, but so not greedy if it works. But like, I guess that's Magic's fault. Like, they've printed cards. That's Wizards' fault for printing cards that make Folklore Money completely viable. But the thing that I really dislike about it is I just don't get it. I don't get, you know, what sort of deck is it? It's just a mid-range deck. Like, it just plays all good cards. It doesn't have any particular synergy. And that sort of stuff doesn't really interest me. But that's my own issue, isn't it? It's not theirs. Like, they can play any deck they want in the format, and it does sometimes make some really good games. Like, we've had some really good games against it today. So, and we're about to beat it. So, yeah. End of that. I mean, yeah, okay, I get it. I mean, it is a good fair deck. I played a land this turn, haven't I? Yeah, so 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, I mean, with this situation where you can just replay Cultivators off the Teferi and off the Seal. So that's why I haven't activated Teferi yet. But this is one of those spots where you do whatever you can to keep your Cultivator in play, which isn't hard here. It's fine. But some spots it's hard, but I'm just gonna do this with the land in play, and then I can Teferi bounce it, draw a card. I can Seal of Removal bounce it, draw some more cards, and we have another. Yeah, so Fizzle free. We got it. It does make for some interesting games, but I just don't. I know, sometimes you just think, well, You know, when they have the hands that like Endurance, Solitude, Teferi, like it's kind of repetitive gameplay sometimes. And you just feel overpowered. You don't feel like you've been outplayed. You just feel like overpowered. But like I say, my issue. That's my issue, not anyone else's. Yeah, let's play an Explore, why not? I wanted to make a blue mana anyway, so ready to activate this Otawara. Anyhow, let's slam this into play. So we're just looking for the one-off finale. So because of the way that I've built the deck, is sometimes you do have to carry on much longer than you would want. But, you know, a lot of lists would have found their one copy of finale by now. So you have more clicks and you use more clock with just one copy of finale. And you have to think about the fact that you only have one finale and not lose it to some random nonsense. But in general, doesn't seem to matter. Because we've drawn our Colossus cards like Eladamri's Call and Traverse and stuff, they're all pretty much blank at this stage. Anyway, I should probably stop. I have enough mana to Cultivator plus play finale for enough, so I'm going to do that. That's why I play the bird. It's just so it can attack. I hate when my LGS, the blue-white control, 4-colour money pile deck play each other. Oh yeah, that's gonna take all night. Don't know if there's any creatures left in the deck, but let's go have a look. Nope. Oh, let me do my damage. Anyway, I win in the bag. At least one. Right. I think we went something like this last time. Although we haven't seen a blue land yet. So actually, I don't think I want the Flame Blitz either. I mean, they're gonna have blue, aren't they? They're gonna have blue. But it doesn't mean they're gonna have Counterspell. We did see blue. They had Expressive Iteration and Ice Fang. Just ignore what I said. So does Ice Fang and Expressive Iteration tell me that they don't have Counterspell? Or am I just none the wiser? I don't want that. Gets played in 4-colour. Okay, 100% of the time. And Teferi as well, I assume. So let's cut the birds again. And I cut a bloom and a call, I think. Although I don't know. Yeah, I'll cut a call. Okay, well that's good to know. I really don't know the list at all well. I just have I do have a bit of a thing against like the best deck in the format as well. I generally don't enjoy playing tier 1, and I generally don't like the money involved in top decks, especially decks like this. Like I say, it just feels wrong. There's a couple of lists here that don't have so like this was the top list on this on this has Icefang, Fury, Omnath, Solitude, but it doesn't have Counterspell. This list here, I mean, all the lists seem to have Icefang, so it doesn't really tell me much. Expressive Iteration is in most lists. So what are they replacing Counterspell with? That's not Spreading Seas, and this list was running just some random one-offs, and this list was running some random one-offs. Okay, so none of what happened in that game actually helps me work out whether they have Counterspell or not, and you have to go with the default that they do, because the majority of those lists definitely did. I guess I hold up. I guess I just play this and hold up everything. Oh, that's not Spell Pierce, that's Seal of Removal. Awkward. Makes sense, because I don't have Seal of Spell Pierce in my main deck, but yeah. It makes sense. Oh, are they... Okay, I'm going to just play this a little bit cautiously and not fetch my Tri-land. I think I'm going to fetch Basic Island. Like this... They can be greedy, can't they? They could go get Magus. Yeah, they could play Magus in the sideboard, so let's... I mean, I nearly bring in Magus in this matchup sometimes. Depends on what I see. In that first game, they played 4 non-basic lands, but then they played 2 Icefangs, so you know they've got basics somewhere in their list. I mean, I don't want them to have Teferi. I kind of need my Teferi to happen. Sorry, I need my Lotus Bloom to happen. I need them not to have Teferi. Icefang. Deal. I'm alright with that. Elementals is still fairly strong. It is about... I think Elementals... I mean, I don't know. I've never played it. I've only played against it, and I've always lost to it. I'm not very good against it. Yeah, it's definitely about... Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't want to see, to be fair. Because now I need to go get Goblin Engineer, but I can't cast Goblin Engineer, so let's get a Tameshi. And, you know, it's just killed 2 of my Veil Summers, so that's awkward. I guess I got Seal of Removal to use with Tameshi later on, so that's not dreadful. I think you can make an argument for running out of Veil of Summer before you play that, just to get around Mystical Dispute and stuff like that. But anyway. I mean, Risen Reef is just an absolute monster card. So hard to beat for most decks. But also, Risen Reef has to be the weakness of the deck. If it doesn't have it, Risen Reef, there's not really any other reason to play all the elementals. This is Fury, I guess. They Fury this and then they attack it. Just a guess. Combo won't sit unless it's unless your Lotus Bloom and your Tameshi runs into Endurance and Solitude, which does happen. Like, happens to me quite a bit. Like this combo deck is particularly not great against elementals, particularly bad against it. What did they reveal? Omnath. Okay. I tried to set up for a bigger turn. Yeah, okay. Do you know what? I don't know what I meant to do. I think I'm going to bounce this Abundant Growth to draw a card. I mean, make it so that... Oh no, they can't have Counterspell. Okay. I think I have to play a Tameshi, and then I think I'm going to bounce that Abundant Growth and try and draw 2. So this draws me 2, but obviously they get to draw 1, so it's not ideal. And that Lotus Bloom's not ideal either. Land. Ugh. Yeah. Oh well. I don't think we're going to win this game. They could go Omnath, and then they could crack 2 fetches potentially, which would kill my Teferi. I know technically I can bounce the Omnath. If they play a fetch, do I just bounce it now? Just bounce it now. It's not good, but at least all they can do is game 4. They can't actually do any other tricks. And I mean, this is going to kill this, isn't it? And then... Oh, we've got Bolt. Ouch. Having 2 cards dead in your hand is never good. Ever, ever, ever. It is a card I was interested in drawing. I can... Wait a sec. I can do this. Wow, only 1 Lotus Bloom left. That's not good news. So what can I make? I can make 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 3, 4, 5. I could Cultivator for... Well, let's just assume that none of this is actually going to resolve. Because it's not. They're going to have Bolt or Endurance or Solitude. Yeah. Okay. Well, onward. I'm not able to kill... And now they've got Omnath plus double fetch. Potentially. I don't think we win from here. I'm fairly sure. Yeah, that's not good. Forge-Tender has text, I guess, now. But we are running out of time pretty quick because we're going to be behind for a long time. Even Teferi's just sat there waiting. This is going to just disappear. And I think I'm just going to scoop. Yeah, I'm just going to scoop. Okay, I'm not going to scoop. I'm going to play Veil of Summer. Discard my thing. Get back my Tameshi. Play my Tameshi, get it bolted. But I'll draw a card because I'm stubborn. It's not a good card. We will scoop now. Okay. Well, I don't think I ought to change too much. Maybe the seal of removal isn't that hot. I don't know. Drop the Burrenton Forge-Tender. Let's try this. I mean, total was fine. It wasn't great. I think a Cultivator might have been better there. We'd just jam it and draw cards. I'm going to just tuck. I guess a land, actually. Sucks if it goes wrong, but we could have needed that land, but we've got a redraw, we've got a couple of draw steps, we've got a bit of interaction, so I think the hand's reasonable. Let's try and... maybe I should have bought in my Spell Pierce for the Teferis, but I've never been totally sold on that plan against a deck that makes mana pretty easily. And the fact that like Solitude and Endurance are big problem cards that Spell Pierce doesn't hit. It's not easy to hold up Spell Pierce to do with Counter Spell, for example. I know Veil of Summer's the same, but at least it draws you a card. Maybe Spell Pierce is better than Veil of Summer. I know, it's quite hard to say. But we're going to have a Teferi and just hope that they don't. Also, I think I should have got a different coloured land there. Yeah, I'm going to play my land. I think I should have got basic plains or Hollowed Fountain. Probably Hollowed Fountain, so that I could play Skyclave. So I'm going to need Skyclave if this is a Teferi, which it is. Such hard work. This is when Folklore Money just feels awful to play against, because it's like played 2 spells and it's just like, oh, probably can't win now. Anyhow, let's slam this down because it does unlock my next Lotus Bloom if they don't have another Teferi. If they do have another Teferi, I need to draw a white source so that I can Teferi, bounce my Skyclave, play a Teferi. Play a Skyclave. This guy I've played before and does trophy. Yeah, he's got 2 already. They have 2, I should say. These guys going at it again. These 2 were near the top last season. Okay, well that's on a Teferi, so for now at least, good news. If they bolt my Teferi and I get to play another, that's alright. Is this a basic land? Yeah. Ugh, yuck. That's going to be a problem, isn't it? It's going to be ultimating fairly soon. Huh. I'm going to need a Tameshi so I can pick this up and bounce this. I have like 2 turns. I have 2 turns left to get out of this problem. I'm going to guess it just got to land. Yeah. Okay. That's part 1. There's nothing in the bin that I can pick up, so I kind of just have to pass. And then they can down tick Ren and 6 and attack it with 2 Ice Fangs. So, yeah, attack this with 2 Ice Fangs and down tick Ren and 6, and its Teferi's gone. So that's not ideal, but we do have another. If they now play Teferi, I'm not going to scoop because I could rip Wargate, but I'm fairly close because I have 1 Lotus Bloom left in the deck. Okay, well, it's a good sign. Okay, I'm just jamming it then. Just going to go. They have to deal with this. Let's hope that means what do they have? I don't think there's anything they can have that I care about. An Ice Fang. Yes. They're dead. Don't activate this because we're going to try and use it. Oh. Maybe I spoke too soon. They're going to bolt the Skyclave. If they match this... No, okay, if they'd have matched the Lotus Bloom, I would have... And then had endurance, I would have screamed. Right. We drew perfectly, by the way. So, definitely can't complain on that front. Anyway, this is definitely a win. So, what have we done? Is this a 3-2 or 4-1? I'm not sure. A bit lag as well. But yeah, we've got 2 copies of... We have 2 copies of Cultivator here because of the Otawara and the Teferi. So obviously we're not going to let this one die. Then we draw 5. We lost the opening round with a misplay as well. I was feeling kind of down about that. But so 3 card types. So look, so when we go like this... Oh no, wait. We've already drawn the finale, so let's just get it done. Getting it done. Easy. I have finale in hand already, so no. My list is trying to fizzle in, but not this time. Opponent put, is it possible to fizzle at this point? I put, I have finale in hand already, so no, and they just scooped. So thank you to IGL with the rest. Thanks to opponent for scooping, not making me clear. I guess it's more for their time than mine. Anyway, though, that was kind of sweet. So, yeah, 4-1. Played Bunny 3 times, beat it twice. Played Dredge, played something else. I can't remember what else. Genuinely can't remember what we played against. Anyway, 4-1 again. That's my third in a row. So that was Dredge. Whoops. Oh no, we played Calibrated Blast and they didn't play any spells. I still don't know how I feel about the list. I think it's bad. The mana wasn't great that round. I flooded once or twice, well, like more than once or twice, and I also had hands that didn't find land. Those are kind of awkward. We played money 3 times, Dredge and Blast. Blast I felt sorry for. I drew pretty well and they drew pretty poorly, and I have good answers to what they're doing, so yeah. Flame Blitz didn't come up, but then I didn't play Karn against Karn. So yeah, that's just a big old maybe. I'd like to get the Spell Pierce back main, but I actually I did think the Explorer would be okay. We didn't see it a lot, but it was okay when I did. So I think we'll just run this back next time. Probably swap this Flame Blitz for something. I don't know what. I think maybe just another Skyclave, or maybe it's Brazen Bowler. But it's just a bit awkward with Brazen Bowler, because it's like, well, when do you want it over this? Like, you know, when do you want it? I just don't know when you want it. It's not a great answer to Karn. How do you remove a Planeswalker with a creature? That's what we want. Remove Planeswalker. Oh, yeah. So, destroy Planeswalker. Like all these are black, so that's not an option. Maybe destroy colorless permanent. Nope, we've tried this. It's just worse than Skyclave, isn't it? Exile permanent. Less than 4. Deputy. Deputy's an option. I should say modern and at most not black. Exile this and a permanent. I mean, exile target creature. So none of these. What's this do? Whenever an opponent attacks one of my Planeswalker, put a low counter in it. Whenever permanent you control target spell ability, draw a card. So kind of like Shaper's Sanctuary, and then flip side, discard a card if you do draw a card. That's not very good. -2 mode, not very good either. No, none of these. So, yeah, I'm probably just running a second Skyclave, to be honest, and just bringing it in. I don't know when you're bringing in a second Skyclave. That's the issue I have. Obviously, I want it against Karn and Doughty Voidwalker, but am I bringing it in against, like, Zoo? Probably, but, like, what even is the cut against an aggro deck? You kind of want those. It's probably the Explores, right? So you could cut Explore against a faster deck because it's a bit of a slower card. It's not exactly, you know, it still actually lets you make turn 3 kills. So should you cut Explore? Probably not. But then again, I don't have a ton of other options. I might just give Flame Blitz one more run since I didn't get the matchup that I actually wanted. So, yeah. I think that's me done. I don't know who's still... Badwa, are you kicking about? No. Let me go see. Anyway, I'll return my cards to their rightful owner, which is unfortunately not me anymore. Once upon a time it was, but my hacked account is still hacked. And they still don't seem to want to speak to me, so that's fun. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.